What's up, y'all? Today we're at Ruby Grant Park in Moore. Actually, I think technically it's in Norman, Oklahoma. It's on the north side, close to Moore. I'm here by their practice basket. It looks like they've got Mach X baskets here. Really nice practice basket area, and there's a driving net set up. So pretty excited to see how this new course is. I just went and talked to the guys at D-Mart at their store right down the frontage road from here. And they said this is a pretty new course, so it's not fully tweaked yet. But they said it's a lot of you gotta lay up to this zone to then pitch around this dog leg, so should be a not too strenuous but pretty technical course in the woods. There's some of the woods and mixed open areas that the course plays through here at Ruby Grant Park, which is also a dog park, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, let's get to it. So we're playing the long tees today, coming in at 6,400 feet, par 61. Starting off, hole 1 is a shared tee, 298 feet. It's kind of a left to right hole. I'm seeing a backhand turnover line. I think it's probably a flex forehand. There's quite a few flex forehand lines on this course. Smacking that tree and kicking left with a meteor. And a meteor next.
Actually, that was the lobster I hit an early tree. This is a meteor. Missed the tree I hit with the lobster, but still hit a tree and kicked left.
Cool tee pads.
Pretty interesting take on the tee pad. So there's the basket. From where the camera is, it's a straight line to the basket. From where I was, I had to manipulate kind of a hyzer in. And there is a creek, or a slope down to a creek immediately behind the basket. This putt, I don't make this putt, but I'm lucky that it didn't go in the water. I did not know there was danger back there. Hole 2, par 3, 236 feet, another shared tee. Very tight wooded hole. I don't really know why the triple Mando is here, because it's just a straight tunnel shot. Still learning the lobster. Flipped a little more than I wanted it. A good line with it, just was a little high. Caught a branch and it hyzered out to the left. Gonna have to kind of manufacture something here. There's one beautiful thing about these Mach X's, they catch. Hole 3, 218 feet. Looks like a straight to a turnover backhand shot. There's a creek deep and on the right. And mid-run up I decide it's a flex forehand. I'm going Glow Envy here. In play, I'm very happy. When I got up here though, I realized if I would have just put a little more on it, I think a 2 is in play. You need to be a little further off the tee. I'm a little short and all these skinny trees are blocking, so I'm having to try hard just to lay up from 30 feet. Get a par. The walk-off on this hole is a little weird to hole 4. You almost have to go backwards halfway up hole 3. But anyways, par 4. First one with split tees. The long you have to throw through this triple Mando over the short tee. I'm going Captain's Raptor, just trying to get right. And I'm up there next to the tree line. I'm going to talk over myself a little bit, but I'm pointing out that maybe a backhand turnover flex shot would work too. You kind of have to be perfect if you're going to do that, though. So forehand, if I would have just got a little more left, it would have been good. I'm going to have to do like a flex forehand or forehand turnover through this gap here. I just needed a little more to the left and I would have been, or a little more to the right, and I'd be sitting real pretty, because there's like 2 trees to navigate after I make it out this gap. I ended up hitting one of them. First jumper of the day, didn't really give it enough. Hole 5, 286 feet. The tee sign is very misleading. There is a, so I'm throwing an alpha here. I'm going to play the flare skip to the left. I did release it early, missed my line, but that is not the shot. I thought the basket was to the left around these trees, but in fact it is very straight. And if I would have looked closer at the T-sign, you can see it in Sharpie drawn on there. And there's a wall in front of the basket. So I'm just laying up here so I can get an easy bogey. But very misled by the T-sign on this one. Should have paid a little more attention. Hole 6, shared tee pad, 326 feet, par 3. Couple of like guardian trees around the basket if you're going to play a hyzer in, whether it's forehand or backhand. Straight shots available. I'm going instinct here. Flipped it a little bit. Luckily I caught that cedar and bounced back towards the basket. Oof, almost got the 2. Hole 7, another shared tee, 272 feet. Got a Mando, it's easy to avoid. I'm going alpha here, just hammering it on hyzer straight. Then letting the disc do all the work. Settling just outside the circle. Sorry for the bad camera work. Turning this thing around. Hole 8, par 4, 538 feet for the longs. I'm going jackalope here, just trying to get an easy like 300 feet. Threw it a little low. Basket's on the right there behind that darker tree in the fairway. Go instinct here. Try and hammer on this a little bit. Almost. Flare skipped out outside the circle. Easy 4, hole 9, par 3, 271 feet. It's got a pretty big gap you got to hit off of the tee. It's really just enough to make you think about it. Didn't quite get on that hex enough.
Sky God Shiggle.
Kind of drifting out to the edge of the circle to the left. Throwing the new Sky God 4 just for fun. Hammering on it. You kind of lose it in the sky here, but you'll see it stabling up. Very, very stable. It's probably only the like 5th or 6th time I've thrown it.
4.
Over through the
Yeah, so I
basket.
normally don't do this, but I was kind of thinking about laying it up, and then I decided to run it like through this higher part of the ceiling with an anti-putt. Caught right side chains, and I barely sucked it back in for the 2. All right, so I'm back to even through 10. 2 early bogeys, 2 late birdies on 7 and 9. Coming back to even. My phone's at 30%, so hopefully I can get this round recorded all the way. I'm sweating. This is my first time playing in the day in like 3 or 4 weeks because it's been well over 100 every day in Texas. But it is a lovely 88 degrees here in Oklahoma, and I will take it. So on the medium-sized walk from 9 to 10, got a nice little putter or mid-range turnover with a Mando forcing you to throw the turnover or forehand. So let's see it.
Hole 10, par 3, 281 feet. Really, this is a forehand hyzer or a lefty backhand. I don't know why I didn't throw lefty backhand. Probably just because I like backhand turnovers so much. Going lobster here. Still learning this disc. Hammering on it high to the left. I just gave it a little too much height. It ended up stabling out and going so far deep. There's no OB back there, but I'm going to give myself a shiggle. Cheat a little bit. Throw the sole. Similar line, similar power, just way more inside. Ended up being a cut roller that curled the entire basket. And I'm calling that a 2. Sorry. Hole 11, par 3, 366 feet. Definitely a tight gap. It feels very tight off the tee. I ended up adjusting my run-up so I'm not in that front corner of the tee pad. Make it feel a little bigger than it is. Going to Zeus. Didn't get the distance on it. Came out on hyzer instead of flat.
Hole 12. I'm playing the short. It's hot. I'm tired. Don't judge me. 496 feet. I'm trying to push stuff over 400 feet nowadays, so let's see if I can get inside 100 feet from the basket. Got a mild tailwind, so we're gonna go fission.
Fission wave. Didn't quite get over on it enough. Ended up shooting it at around 386. Which isn't bad, especially for not playing in a few weeks. But anyways, hole 13, par 3, 336 feet, blind off the tee. That bench that I'm zooming away from is about pin high. That's really the best reference point. The creek is on the right again, so I'm throwing jackalope. I was scared to put more on it because I didn't want to bring the creek into play, and I didn't put enough on it. This is where I pitched out to. I was deep of the pin, so that's par for me. Hole 14, par 3, 222 feet. That creek is inside the circle.
22 feet, we're going to try a bobcat.
Going sublime, second run bobcat. These things are super beef. Putting a lot of trust in this thing. Hang it out high and wide and trust it to glide back.
There's the basket. Tee's over there. I don't see it. I thought maybe the cedar tree blocked it, knocked it into this gross, nasty creek. Got staked
Some funky
OB, which
water.
is nice. There it is, about 235 feet.
Made the two. Hole 15, par 3, 341 feet. I'm going buzz here. There is a gentle headwind. Most Oklahoma folks probably would laugh at it if I said single digits was a headwind, but it's there. I wanted it to flex, but I also wanted it to come back out. I probably should have thrown the hex. Again, for the shoddy camera work, I'm off camera, but save the 3. Hole 16, par 4.
This one
The
is
U-disc
about
map
230 feet, and then
and the
another
T sign do
250
not
feet.
reconcile themselves.
So layup.
Basically, you want to throw it around 200 feet straight off the tee, or with something that's going to flare, skip to the left after it goes 200 feet. This would have been perfect. I just tickled those little leaves on the top right side of that gap and hyzered out early.
Actually, I wouldn't really say it's
Probably
a
robbed
layup.
me about
It's
20 or
almost
30
just
feet
a
of distance.
250
The basket
shot
is in that darkest part of the tree line, down to the right towards the creek.
Down, that hooks up because the basket is down on the right.
I went flip up forehand, like turnover. I should have gone flex with something a little more stable. This is the lobster, and I accidentally throw a forehand roller with it. Envy probably would have been a better play, but it ends up being perfect-ish. Can't tell quite yet.
I really could not
And
have
it
asked
almost
for a better
was.
shot.
If it was
would've
any,
rolled all the way
if it was more than
down
10
into
feet
the
closer to
water.
the basket, it would have gone in the water. So, for being as out of position as I was, I am stoked to have this look at a birdie putt. Almost hopped up and rolled. Super sketchy. Hole 17, par 5. Let's see what I got to say about that.
All right, we're doing good on battery. 16% left. We're on hole 17. 515 foot, par 5. You've got your tee shot through triple Mando, lay up to the creek with another Mando, and then a normal hole after that. We'll see how it plays. It seems like they're just needlessly trying to make this really long. But this is a cool hole. Par 5, opportunity for some stroke swings. You also have some opportunity to mess up a shot or two since it's a par 5. But that's the tee shot, and you need to go work that way a little bit, but probably not too much so you don't get pinched.
I'm liking these touch glow envy shots today. I'm bringing it back. Just trying to get it straight and then to settle up to the right on hyzer. Don't need to throw it hard at all. Just good. My power forehands have so much off-axis torque.
Okay, so I get to my line. It's looking pretty good. see the OB flagged back there. I gotta go that way. So I've got 2 position plays to start a par 5.
So I'm going with the Divergent Discs Golem here. This is in their UV plastic. I like it because it's very overstable, and when it lands, it goes nowhere.
There's the basket. There's my second shot, so I'm throwing for 3 from here. And there's kind of where the tee pad.
I'm going back to that Glow Envy backhand power shot this time. I like this disc because I get a nice gentle turn out of it, but it almost always comes back out, especially a newer one like this. Oh, I'm so happy with this. And I got the biggest anti-skip ever, which I didn't know how many roots there were, but I knew how sloped the green was, so that's kind of a risk I ran by throwing something that, I mean, it's not fast, it's a putter, but by throwing something with that much power into this green. The creek is about 5 feet behind me. I just kind of landed in a hole, so lucky there. Par. Hole 18, par 4, 471
All right,
feet.
hole 18, got another triple mando, and then there's 2 more single mandos further down the fairway. Heck of a course. Kind of brutal to play blind without any help, but I enjoyed it. It didn't really, other than the temperature, it didn't really fatigue me that much. It's not like it's asking you to push. And then also on these longer, par 3s and 4s, most of them involve some placement shots. They're not like rigid placement shots. I guess normally par 4s and 5s involve placement shots, but it doesn't reward pure distance, which is kind of nice. You gotta put some shots exactly where they need to go inside of 250 feet usually, and then you can play the rest of the hole from there. So hole 18, I think I'm going Captain's Raptor so I can get left.
So I'm going Captain's Raptor here. Honestly, something with a little less range, maybe a Bobcat or a Zone, might have been better, because I flirt with the backside of the fairway here and kind of tickle this tree. Luckily I have a run up. I'm going Eternal Bullet. Way too high, but I'm in range. Yeah, fun course. There were some high-rated courses in the area I'd like to have played, but I'm glad I played this one. It offered a lot of unique challenges without having to, throw bombs on every hole. I think you could easily have fun with just like a putter and a mid. Definitely check out Ruby Grant Park. Thanks for watching. We'll see you out there.